Feel your whole body relaxing. Omkara. Inhale. Om. Namaskara mantra. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryan Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Adi Mudra. Inhale, lean backward. Exhale, bend forward, bow down. Inhale and come up, rub your palms. Cup your eyes. Looking at your palms, blink your eyes and open. Today's practice, we'll do about half an hour practice, and the balance portion of the time, we'll keep it open for revising what we have learned or what we have covered so far, and maybe do a Q&A. Okay? Start off with Surya Namaskara. 10 steps Surya Namaskara, 56 counts. Surya Namaskara mantra. Om Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasyapi Hitam Mukam Tatvam Bhushana Apavrano Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye. Ekam Hasta Uttana. Inhale. Dve Padahasta. Exhale. Trini, right leg back. Ashwa Sanchalana. Inhale. Chatvari Dandasana. Exhale. Pancha Ashtanga Namaskara. Inhale and exhale. Shat Bhujangasana. Inhale. Sapta Parvatasana. Exhale. Ashta Ashwa Sanchalana. Inhale. Navapada Hasta. Exhale. Dasha Asta Uttana. Inhale. Ekadasha Pada Hasta. Dwadasha left leg back. Trayodasha Dandasana. Chaturdasha Ashtanga Namaskara. Panchadasha Bhujangasana. Shodasha Parvatasana. Saptadasha Ashwa Sanchalana. Ashtadasha Vadahasta. Navadasha Vimshatihi. Eka Vimshati. Vavimshati. Trayovimshati. Chaturvimshati. Panchavimshati. Shadvimshati. सप्ताविंशति, अष्टाविंशति, नवाविंशति, त्रिंशति, एकं, द्वे, त्रीणि, चत्वारि, पञ्च, षट्, सप्त, अष्ट, नव, चत्वारिंशत्, एकं, द्वे, त्रीणि, चत्वारि, पञ्च, षट्, सप्त, अष्ट, नव, पञ्चाशत्, एकं, द्वे, त्रीणि, चत्वारि, पञ्च, and षट्. Relax. Observe your heart rate, observe your breathing rate. It is elevated, allow it to settle down. Come to sitting position, Vajrasana. People who are uncomfortable in Vajrasana can go to Sukhasana. Reason why Vajrasana is preferred is because the spine automatically straightens. Vajrasana is a good practice to do after your food. Only asana recommended after food. Helps in the digestive process. No other practices are recommended post having food. Let us do pranayama practices. Pranayama mantra, namaskara mantra. Om pranasedam vashe sarvam trideve yat pratishtitam Mateva putrana rakshasva Shrisha pragnansha videna hiti Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Meaning of that mantra: Pranas Edam Vashe Sarvam. Prana is the one which has got control over everything. And that is established in all the three worlds. Hrideve yat pratishtitam mateva putrana rakshasva. Just like a mother protects her child, Shri Isha protect us also and give us Shri and Prajna. Prosperity and awareness, or consciousness, awareness to us. That's the meaning of the mantra. We start with the Kapalabhati Kriya. In Kapalabhati Kriya, voluntary exhalation, exhalation, inhalation is involuntary. Go for 30 strokes. Keep your body relaxed. Touch your elbows to the sides of your abdomen, which ensures that your chest is kept open. Keep your spine straight. Don't force. Easy breathing. As you exhale, allow your abdomen to move inwards, leading to the expulsion of the air. People with gastric problem, history of cardiac disorder, and lower back pain should avoid. Stop after 30. Observe your breathing. Let's do one more round of Kapalabhati, 30 strokes. Do it effortlessly. Regular practitioners may experience a state at the end of Kapalabhati, a state called as Kevala Kumbhaka, where breathing is suspended. You're neither inhaling nor exhaling nor holding your breath. Breathing ceases, goes into suspend mode for a few seconds, could go up to a minute or so or more, after which breathing process resumes. We'll discuss that state called as Kevala Kumbhaka later, why it happens. Goal of pranayama is to reach a state of Kevala Kumbhaka, which is easily achieved in Kapalabhati. Bhastrika pranayama, voluntary inhalation, voluntary exhalation. So as you inhale, stretch your hands up, make your palm into a fist, allow the lungs to fill up fully and expel the air as you pull your hands down. As you inhale, raise your hands, pause there, allow the lungs to get filled up fully and expel. Do it 21 times, keep your eyes closed because there will be an onrush of blood towards the face. Don't exert force, keep a smile on the face, do it easily. Keep your body loose and do it easily. feel the face getting full of blood. That's the reason you need to keep your eyes closed. Let's do one more round of Bhastrika Pranayama, 21 strokes. Keep it effortless, keep your eyes closed. Don't be in a hurry. Recognize or become aware of the changes happening in your body. Anulom Vilom Pranayama or Nadi Shuddhi. Today we will do the standard Anulom Vilom. Left inhale, right exhale, right inhale, left exhale is one round. Let's do 5 rounds. Keep your inhalation and exhalation equal. How to keep it equal? 2 methods. Either you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can build in a japa. Whatever japa you do, you can use that japa. As you inhale, chant mentally. As you exhale, chant mentally. It will ensure uniformity of your inhalation and exhalation. And it also prevents the mind from straying. Nasika Mudra, index finger and middle finger closed. Thumb on the right nostril, ring finger, small finger on the left nostril. Always keep the fingers on the nostrils. Don't lift, don't open. Just squeeze and release. Pinch when you want to close. Relax when you want to open. Don't lift your fingers from the nose. You will feel the breath on the base of the palm of the right hand. Try to reduce the force of the exhalation. Try to make it more and more soft and subtle. Do it at your own pace. Inhale from the left. Exhale from the right. Inhale from the right. Exhale from the left. 1. Inhale from the left. Exhale from the right. Inhale from the right. Exhale from the left. 2. Inhale from the left. Exhale from the right. Inhale from the right. Exhale from the left. 3. Inhale from the left. Exhale from the right. Inhale from the right. Exhale from the left. 4. Inhale from the left. Exhale from the right. Inhale from the right. Exhale from the left. 5. One inhalation from the left. And release. Notice a change in your breathing pattern. And also a change in the mental thoughts or the mental state. Let us do one cooling pranayama called as Sadanta pranayama. In cooling pranayama, the inhalation happens through the mouth, exhalation happens through the nose. Inhalation through the mouth, exhalation through the nose. So in Sadanta pranayama, keep the tip of your tongue in between your teeth, slightly pointing outwards. Lips are open. As you inhale, inhale through the mouth, allow the air to flow over the surface of the tongue. Then close your lips, exhale through the nose. Keep the tip of your tongue in between your teeth with your lips open. As you inhale, inhale through the mouth. Allow the air to flow over the surface of the tongue. As you exhale, close your mouth and exhale through the nose. Got it? Okay. We'll do 5 rounds. Keep the tip of the tongue in between your teeth. Don't bite. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Feel the cold air filling up your mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose and relax. Today's quota of ice cream is over. So when the air flows over the surface of the tongue, your mental awareness is also aligned to the surface awareness. We start from a pointed awareness to a linear awareness to a surface awareness to a 3-dimensional awareness. The first 2 awareness of pointed awareness is achieved through Ujjayi breathing, and linear awareness is achieved through 2 other practices called as Shitali and Shitakari, which we have not covered. Surface awareness is achieved through Sadanta. 3D awareness is achieved through Brahmari, where you feel all the 3 dimensions inside your head. 5 rounds of Brahmari pranayama, Nakara chanting, Nakara, tongue touching the roof of the mouth. Ears are closed by pressing the soft tissue called as the targus at the entrance of the ear. Allow the sound vibrations to lift upwards and reverberate in the empty spaces within the head. 5 rounds, Nakara chanting. You can start with a sing or a king to get the Nakara, not Ma. Makara is got with the lips closed. Here it is Nakara with the tongue touching the roof of the mouth, lips are open. Okay, Brahmari. Inhale. King. Inhale. Sing. Inhale. Sing. Inhale. King. Last round. Inhale. King. Release. Examine your mental state. Become aware of the energy levels in your body.
Can't hear you, sir.
You can't hear me?
Now I can.
Examine your mental state. And the energy levels in your body. From this state, it is very easy to go into a state of dhyana meditation or japa meditation, whatever technique of meditation. Body and mind have got prepared for the next higher level of practice. So let's pause here and discuss what we have learned in this course and any Q&A which we want to take up. I'll just run through what we have done in this course so far, just a brief overview of the way what we have conducted in this course. I'm audible, right? I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
So initially, if you looked at it, we started off with those practices, what we called as Sukshma Vyayama, right? Those are the preparatory practices where the body starts getting used to opening up of the joints. See, every step is a progression for the next step, right? So people who are not used to any of these practices, you started off with Sukshma Vyayama, where we started opening up the different parts of the body and engaging different parts of the body, because people who do not have any regular routine of exercise tend to exercise only some parts of the body, right? So we don't want people to get into any injury. So we prepare. So I think all the people who are practiced regularly managed to do this last 6-month program without getting into any injury, right? So to that extent, we have been fairly successful that nobody got injured because of any practice. So we did Sukshma Vyayama. Then we introduced Surya Namaskara. We learned 2 types of Surya Namaskara. The one is a 10-step Surya Namaskara of Hatha Yoga, and the other one is a 12-step Surya Namaskara of Hatha Yoga. There are multiple variations in Surya Namaskara. Different schools of yoga have different variations in Surya Namaskara. So we learned what is typically practiced by the Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari. The Surya Namaskara practices which we picked up was typically practiced from the Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari. These are the practices which they have established. So if you look at Munger School of Yoga, they have a slightly different practice. Kaivalyadhama School of Yoga is a different practice. So each school has their own practices, and everything it meets the purpose. It's except that you get used to a specific method of practice. So there are multiple variations in Surya Namaskara. We typically cover about 5 variations or 6 variations in Surya Namaskara. Like if you come into Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga, it is Surya Namaskara A, Surya Namaskara B. The one is 9 steps, the other one is 18 steps. So there are variations which we will most probably look at it when we start the second level. So we covered Surya Namaskara. Then we looked at asanas. Asanas are typically or broadly broken up into 4 types based on how you perform them: standing, sitting, prone, and supine. Right? Some asanas you do in standing position, some asanas you do in sitting position, some asanas you do in prone position, that is lying on your stomach, some asanas you do lying on your back. So these are the 4 types of asanas. Among them also, you can also break it up. Some of them are culturing asanas, where you are trying to culture the body or culture the mind. And some of them are exhilarating or accelerating asanas. We have not covered those. We'll cover it in the next one. So just keep it in your mind that 4 methods to perform the asana. What are we trying to do in asana is, in asanas, what we are basically trying to do is to use the body and the breath. The entire purpose of our yoga practice is to gain control over the mind. I mean, that is our ultimate objective. We are using the body and the breath as tools for that practice. So initially, for a beginner, you may be more focused on your body and on your breath. The mind is too far away. It's a too far away object for you to gain control over, or not even worried about it, because most of the time you may be thinking, you may be getting the pain of doing an asana. So you may not be there, but with regular practice, finally the goal is to calm down the mind. Like if you look at the definition of asana, Stiram Sukham Asanam. So asana is that posture where you are stira, stable, where you have comfort, sukha. And the next 2 parts of the definition is prayatna shaitilya, no further effort. You're staying there without effort. And ananta samapatyabhyam, where you're in a totally tranquil, relaxed, meditative state. These are the 4. I mean, that is the objective of each and every asana, but you may not have realized all of them. Some of them you may not even have been stable, so you might have taken support, and the moment you're unstable, then your body and the mind starts reacting. So that's okay, that's part of the process. Then we also learned a few pranayama practices. Though technically I wouldn't call them pranayama, but okay, for our sake, we can consider them to be pranayamas, because there is a very standard definition of pranayama where you have to use bandhas and kumbhakas. We didn't use any of them. It's too premature at this stage, because bandhas and kumbhakas are typically people who have been at least practicing for 2 to 3 years before we approach them. Otherwise, it is standard breathing practices. We also learned a couple of breathing practices in the beginning to open up our chest and to enlarge our breathing capacity. That is what we did. Then we learned a couple of pranayamas. We also did a couple of special techniques, what we use for therapeutic purposes. One was we did cyclic meditation. We did pranic energization technique. We tried to do MSRT. We could not conclude. We initiated, right? So these are some of the techniques what we used. So this in briefs. And we also did 3 types of relaxation, or 4 types of relaxation. Once we did Yoga Nidra, standard, we have been doing instant relaxation we did, quick relaxation we did, and deep relaxation also we did. Right? So these are the relaxation techniques we learned. So this in brief covers what we have covered over the last 6 months. We started the program on September 9th. So we said we'll take a break after 6 months and then restart after a break. So this is what we covered. So now any questions you have on this, we can address.
Sir, can you give us like kind of a set of exercises which we can practice regularly, like including, pranayama, or because I'm not able to decide what to do. Like, yes, I follow the YouTube, but if you can give a kind of, I don't know, like something which would cover the whole body, like the major ones or something, that would be helpful, sir.
Sure, I can give you a protocol.
Yeah.
I can give you a protocol. See, so you will have to decide how much time you want to spend on it daily, because the protocol will have to get readjusted to the time, because daily practice is not a checkbox.
Okay.
It's not something you're doing saying I have done. It's not, the purpose is not to tick the box.
Okay.
The purpose is sadhana.
Okay.
Right? So you should attempt to do that only when you are mentally prepared and you have time for it. Otherwise, don't even attempt.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not a tick box that I have done this today, so over. Are you realizing the benefit is the question? So all these practices have to be done where you are mentally prepared, saying that I've got adequate time. If you plan to do 60 minutes, use that 60 minutes properly. If you do not have time, don't even get into it, because it will only increase your agitation.
Okay.
Because half the time your mind will be on the clock.
Yes. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
I can give you a protocol. Giving a protocol is not difficult.
Okay. And is it advisable to do it in the morning, sir? I mean, something like that, like as soon as we get up, I mean, after, or any time of the day is okay.
On an empty stomach.
Okay.
The morning is preferable because morning your energy levels are higher. Evening is difficult because you'll have enough reasons why you can't do.
Okay. Okay.
You get enough reason because I mean, you would have got exhausted with your day's work, so your energy levels will be lower in the evening. So morning you are fresher, and if you can build it into your routine, nothing like that.
Okay. Because
this one, this is a sadhana. I mean, that's why I keep calling it as a sadhana, not as an exercise. So if you're still calling it as an exercise, then your mindset is only as an exercise. This is not an exercise. We are not looking at it as an exercise. Exercise, goal of exercise is very limited. Maybe you want to do exercise to increase cardiac output. Maybe you want to do an exercise to build muscle strength. Maybe you want to do exercise to have 5 kilometers of walk. So these are all very, very limited goals. The purpose of sadhana is not it's not that limited. The purpose of sadhana is basically for you to progress on your journey.
Yes. Okay.
Like some of them who started doing japa will understand, will be able to relate to what I am saying. And this is an activity which you have got into it for a lifelong activity. Otherwise, we should not come into yoga at all.
Okay.
I mean, people have got short-term goals saying that I want to lose weight, I want to gain stamina, I want to build up muscle. Then yoga is the wrong place to come to. Those are more easily addressed. Short-term goals can be more easily addressed maybe at a gym or a swimming pool or elsewhere.
Yes, sir.
Because our purpose are not, our goals are not focused on the body. Our goal is focused on the mind.
Okay.
But understand, because the mind is the cause of all problems. So if you don't have any questions, I'll explain how it works.
Yes, sir, very much. Please do.
No, I want to check if anybody has got any questions. No?
Sir, what is pranic sukshma vyayam?
Sukshma Vayama is all those loosening practices what we used to do. Starting from the head to the toe, and in the sitting from the toe to the head.
Okay.
You were there in the beginning. You were there. I think you've seen that, no? We used to do head up and down, left and right.
Correct.
Those are
I've
Sukshma
done that.
Vayama, loosening practices. Those are Sukshma Vayama.
And what are those pranic vyayama, something you said?
Pranic energization.
Hmm.
You remember we did once where we tried to experience how pranic energy flows in the body by separating our hands, bringing it together and all that,
Correct.
right?
Once we did.
Only once. Yeah. It's too a bit, so it was a bit, I mean, we will do it much later on. At this stage, you may not understand why we are doing it. That is more of a, those techniques are used more for therapy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the way this it works is, so let's take a example or a situation.
Hmm.
You are walking on a road at night, right? Road is deserted. You don't see anybody on the road. And as you are walking on the road, you see a tiger coming towards you. Okay? You're seeing a tiger walking towards you. You look around, nobody to help. What will be your course of action?
Try to run away. Run away
Run
from
away.
the situation.
If it was a
Won't help.
dog,
Yeah, it won't help anyway.
no, if it was a dog, what would you do?
We'll throw a stone.
So this is called as a normal stress response. Fight or flight. Fight, flight response is a normal response to a stressful situation. Now, what is a stressful situation? How do you define a stressful situation? A situation in which you are not comfortably placed. Okay, let's keep the definition at a simple level so that you can relate to it. So any situation in which you are not comfortable, there is a reaction, your body starts reacting to that uncomfortableness, and that is called as stress. It is an emotional response to an uncomfortable situation. Okay, if it was not an uncomfortable situation, like supposing you got the first rank, there is also an emotional response there, but it is not uncomfortable. It is something which is exhilarating, right? So there is no stress there. So response happens, emotional response is happening to whatever be the situation. But in the case of an uncomfortable situation, your response, you can broadly classify it as stress. Correct? Right. So you see the tiger coming, you decide to run away. What we call as a flight response. You turn around, try to run, then you realize there is a wall. What next? You can't run anywhere. So you have to turn around and face the tiger. Okay, so now let's evaluate what are all the things that are happening. You have decided to run away. For running, what is required by the body?
Energy.
For what? Which part of the body?
Legs.
Huh?
Legs.
Legs. Right. So the legs need energy.
Feet.
Legs, feet, hands. Hands and legs needs energy. Correct? So far you are with me. Where is energy stored in the body?
All over.
The cells.
Hmm?
In all the cells. In all the cells.
Okay, how is energy stored in the body?
Muscles.
So you mean to say if you use energy, muscle must die? Okay. There are two methods the body stores energy. There is an emergency reserve called as glucose, which is stored in the liver.
Liver.
And long-term storage is in terms of fat.
Fat.
Fat is energy. Fat is hydrocarbon.
Correct.
Okay. So these are the two sources of energy stored in the body. That is why when you start putting on weight, you want to go to the gym and burn your fat, right? That is stored energy. So why is it stored as fat? Maybe we'll have some other time for discussing why it is stored as fat and not stored as glucose. Because glucose is high volume, fat is compact, very compact. And fat is also an hydrocarbon. Do we use hydrocarbons in our daily life? Does the word hydrocarbon trigger anything? Do we use it in our daily life?
I think fluorides and all that. Is it fluoride and all? No.
Cooking gas, petrol, diesel, everything is hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon is a combination of hydrogen and carbon. And why it is hydrocarbon? Because the hydrogen carbon bond is the strongest bond. And when it breaks, it gives the highest release of energy. Please understand one statement, that this body is a product of million years of evolution. Highly efficient, highly self-preservatory. Okay, so it's not going to indulge in inefficient activities because it has got tuned over million years of evolution. So it stores it as hydrocarbon. So when you have seen the tiger, you have decided to run and your legs need energy, hands need energy. Immediately the liver secretes glucose into the bloodstream.
Glucose.
Right? So glucose is the source of energy, but it needs to be transported to the legs. How will you transport it?
Blood flow.
Yeah, so blood from the liver has to reach the legs, but you want it instantly. How do you make the blood flow faster?
Glands.
How do you make the blood flow faster?
Increase the heart rate, pump faster. Yeah.
So you tell the heart pump faster?
No.
Okay. So there are a couple of glands sitting on the top of the kidneys called as adrenal glands, which secretes an hormone called as adrenaline. In every stressful situation, the adrenaline hormone is secreted into the bloodstream, which increases the heart rate. As the heart rate increases, the blood flows faster through the body. Got it? So heart starts beating faster. And since the glucose now reaches the site of the legs, metabolysis needs to happen. For metabolysis, oxygen is also required. How do you increase oxygen supply?
Breathing, fast breathing.
You do fast breathing. You saw a tiger? You saw a tiger? Blood glucose has gone up, heart rate has gone up, breathing rate has gone up. Correct? Adrenaline is flowing in the bloodstream. You have seen a tiger, all these changes have happened. You have not moved from your place. You're still standing there because you're frozen. The tiger is coming. But these changes have happened in your body. Correct? Got it? Now, body has got glucose flowing in the bloodstream. The blood is flowing all across the body. That means other organs can also make use of it. Correct? Logical, right? But this is a crisis situation. And only the legs needs to use it. Correct? So like I told you that this body is million years of evolution, self-preservation, it is fundamental responsibility. It tells all the other parts of the body, like if you've got children at home and you reserve chocolate for one child, you tell the other children, right, you cannot have it. This is meant for this child, right? Common? The body does that. It tells all the other parts of the body, you are not entitled to this glucose. This is meant only for the legs and hands. What are the other systems of the body? There are 11 life-sustaining systems in the body. Circulatory system, cardiac system, respiratory system, excretory system, reproductive system, musculoskeletal system, immune system, endocrine system. So these are all the different systems in the body, right? which are meant for life-sustaining activities. Now you have seen a tiger. Your pulmonary system is elevated because breathing is high. Your cardiac system is elevated because your heart rate is high. Your blood glucose is high. Your endocrine system is elevated. But there are other systems in the body. Your reproductive system, your excretory system, your musculoskeletal system, your immune system, those are all told to slow down. Just like the mother tells the other children, this chocolate is not meant for you, go away. So others slow down. Now you have seen a tiger. Some systems have got elevated, some systems have got suppressed. You have not still moved, you have not done anything so far. You just seen the tiger. There's a huge imbalance that has got created. Right? Somehow the tiger decides to go away. It looks at your face, doesn't like the look on your face, it walks away. Now what the body needs to do? Bring them, whatever has got elevated, come down to normal. Whatever has got suppressed, come up to normal. That is the responsibility of there are two portions of the nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system leads to these changes. The parasympathetic nervous system tries to restore back normality, to suppress this. As this starts happening, suddenly you see another tiger. Again, these changes happen. Right? After some time, the tiger goes away. Again, one more tiger. It goes away. Again, one more tiger. It goes away. Again, one more tiger. Body starts seeing every time this blood sugar is high, maybe this is my normal. Why am I bringing it down? Let me stay there. So this is the problem. The body now starts recognizing what is called as new normals. It has forgotten 80, 120 is the normal blood pressure. It now starts assuming 130, 120 is the normal blood pressure. It stays there. Right? All because you have seen multiple tigers. Correct?
Correct.
Now this tiger comes in various forms. Okay. Sometimes the tiger comes as a mother-in-law. Sometimes the tiger comes like a daughter-in-law. Sometimes the tiger comes as a deadline. Sometimes the tiger comes as a boss. Sometimes the tiger comes as a neighbor. All these tigers create this problem. So what are the consequences of this problem? High BP, high heart rate, high hormonal disturbances, suppressed reproductive system, suppressed digestive system, suppressed reproductive system, suppressed immune system. Okay, now this becomes a new normal. All because you saw a tiger. So what you are seeing is the effect that is being done on the body. And tigers, you continue to see tigers every day, every minute, and because the reaction is creating it. Supposing it was not a tiger, it was a cat. There will be no reaction, right? You wouldn't have gone through all these reactions. Correct? Yes or, yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So the purpose of yoga is to see the tiger as a cat. So this is explained in one of our ancient scriptures called as Adi Vyadi. Correct? Adi leads to Vyadi. The mental disturbance is called as Adi. The manifestation of that mental disturbance is on the physical body is Vyadi, disease.
Yeah.
This is, you know, where is it explained? There is a one of our second largest scriptural texts called as Yoga Vashishta. 35,000 shlokas. Vashishta Muni explains it to Sri Rama as part of the Ramayana. The mental disturbance passes through the body, manifests on the body as a disease. The disease can be anything. You look at it, there is a elevated pulmonary system, respiratory system, cardiac system, endocrine system. This is elevated. These are all diseases on their own. High heart rate is high BP. High BP in modern science is not recognized as a disease. It is treated as a symptom of another disease. High BP is because of something else. So it is a reaction to something else, which is correct here. High blood sugar, diabetes, Indians are anywhere prone to diabetic, genetically they're prone to diabetes. Suppressed digestive system, gastric problem, suppressed reproductive system. Look at women today, girls today, cyst, PCOD, menopause problems. You look at all of them. Suppressed immune system. Body does not know who is friend, who is enemy. It starts recognizing everything as enemy and starts creating allergies, asthma, psoriasis, all are allergic reactions, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or all body overreacting to a situation. Recognizing an enemy as a friend. Cancer, it does not differentiate. It allows it to multiply, right? Look at this, suppressed immune system. Men typically, when you know that there is a disturbance in the body, for men, I mean, I'm giving you a general guideline. It is not compulsorily or that is not the way it will work. Typically, if there is a pranic disturbance, for men it is easy to identify, will be a gastric problem. For women, it is a menstrual problem. Women are more susceptible to hormonal disturbances. Men are more susceptible to digestive disorders. So it means that the body is no longer able to cope up with the tiger. It is seeing a cat as a tiger. Okay, the disturbance has started happening. If you keep ignoring it, then the manifestation will happen as a full-blown disease. Now, when you go to allopathy for treatment, you go to him with a diabetes problem. He tries to reduce the sugar in the blood.
Suppress.
Yeah, so it is symptomatic treatment. We are not addressing the cause.
Correct.
Right? We are not addressing the cause. You look at any method of treatment in allopathy today, it is symptomatic treatment. They try to treat the symptom, but the cause elsewhere. So you can continue to treat the symptom, but the problem will persist. It is like, another analogy I would like to give you is a dam is full. It is full. It is flooded. I mean, there's a lot of water coming into the dam. The dam wall breaks, breach in the dam happens. Correct? So what do? You fill up the breach and hold up the water there. Because that was the weakest portion in the wall of the dam, it broke. So you filled it up, it broke, you filled it up and try to retain the water there. The next weakest portion will break. So each person, depending on what is their weak link in the body, the disease will manifest as that. Okay. For some people, it can be arthritis. For some people, it can be gastric disorder. For some people, it can be menstrual disorders. For some people, it can be asthma. For some people, it can be liver problem. For some people, it can be cancer. I mean, these are all manifestations of a mental disorder or a mental activity which is being manifested onto the body. Because in modern days, 90% of your diseases are self-created. 3 decades back, 5 decades back, people used to die because of infectious diseases, right? Which infection used to come. Science, modern medical science has advanced to such an extent that you are able to prevent mortality because of external viruses. Forget corona for the COVID for the time being. Otherwise, whether you look at all the other kinds of illnesses like cholera, typhoid, plague, all those have been addressed to a very large extent. And there are very few deaths because of that. Today, 90% or 95% of death occurs due to what we call as non-communicable diseases. Nobody gave it to you. You brought it upon yourself. So the idea is, how do you see the tiger as a cat? That's the objective in which we are approaching. So in every asana, when we say that Ananda Samapatyabhyam, in an asana, you are deliberately being put in an uncomfortable position. Please understand. No, try to relate what we are doing. Every asana, you are going into an uncomfortable position. In that uncomfortable position, I'm trying to find comfort, right? By using my breath, focusing on my breath, I'm trying to find comfort there, and I am reducing the effort and trying to go into a state of relaxation. Constantly, I keep doing this. I'm subjecting myself to stress, de-stress, stress, de-stress, stress, de-stress. So over a period of time, I reduce my sensitivity to stress. My overexcitement, my depression, that slowly will start reducing. I don't over-excite. I don't go into depression because now I don't see everything as a tiger. I start seeing most of them as cat. I start accepting the way things are. That is why yoga is a mental practice. That is why you become more calmer. That is why you become more peaceful. Reduce your reaction to an incident. Overreaction and overreaction, both either positive or negative. That is how why yoga works. That's why yoga is recommended as a holistic treatment. So this is the story of the tiger. I hope this story stays in your mind. You'll be able to relate to what is happening within you.
Yes, sir, definitely. It's a good example, sir, to understand why we develop a disease.
Correct. You don't, I mean, you gift it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Sir, in the second level, somebody known to me wanted to join. So is it okay, like if they can join in the second level?
Yeah, they can join. See, what we mean by second level is the practices. I mean, so if you understood the story, what I just told you,
Okay.
it doesn't matter whether you are flexible or not flexible.
Mm.
Our goal is not to achieve perfection in the asana. Our goal is to achieve perfection in our mental state.
Yes.
Okay. If you have that in mind, whether you are doing it correctly, the only reason why we correct you in asana is we don't want you to get injured.
Mm.
That's why I keep telling you, work within the limitations of the body. How you do the asana is not very important as long as you don't hurt yourself.
Mm.
Okay. That is why I don't pay too much of attention to your correction. I only correct you if you're doing it wrong.
Okay.
And your breathing practices. So with constant practice, when you become familiar with the asana, you will start recognizing that your body is able to twist more. What happens? Okay, one is at the mental level, you're doing the asanas. The second thing at the physical level, you are squeezing the organ and relaxing the organ. When you're doing a, say, a forward bend, all your abdominal organs are getting compressed, right? And when you come up, it is relaxed. So the moment you compress and relax anything, there is an increase in blood flow. When there is an increase in blood flow, the only way to heal an organ or to make an organ more healthy is to improve blood flow. Right? So when the blood flow improves, automatically the organs become healthy. So that is another physical aspect of the asana. Compress and release. So you have got only 6 degrees of movement in the body, okay? And there are only 2 joints which have the 6 degrees of movement. One is your cervical joint and one is your lumbar joint. Everything else is only got 2 degrees of movement. So either you can bend forward or backward, 2 degrees of movement, left or right, another 2 degrees of movement, and twist right or left. These are the only 6 degrees of movement you have. As your muscles start stretching, as they become elastic, you will be able to achieve more in those 6 directions. Okay. Are we going to give you a gold medal for that? No. We're not going to give you a gold medal for that. So, like what B.K. Iyengar said, it is not important how you do the asana. What is important is what are you doing in the asana? What is your mental state when you are doing the asana? Are you thinking about what the project report I have to submit next? Or am I thinking what I'm going to cook next? Or am I thinking, why did that neighbor give me a wicked smile today morning? Or are you focusing on the breath? Is your mental chant going on? You are in a state of exhilaration. Nothing. You don't have anger about the past. You don't have anxiety about the future. You are simply in the present. That is why it's called a present. No, the present is a gift. Be in the present. That is why it's called present. It is a present for you. When you go into the past will typically be negative emotions, anger, depression. Very rarely, past is about positive emotions. Future, it's always anxiety. Anxiety. What will happen if my house falls down tomorrow? What will happen if somebody falls sick tomorrow? So this is called as fear, fantasized explanation of an imaginary thing. It's a fantasy. The movie starts. Both are movies. So that is why, like when I was explaining yesterday in the Japa class, Vairagya is important. Vairagya is to see things as they are, as an objective experience, not as a subjective experience. That neighbor laughed at me today morning. I start applying attributes to that. She is thinking ill of me. I did not give her this last time. That's why she is thinking ill of me. Look, the movie starts, right? If you look at it only saying that she only laughed, over, end of the story, then the mind does not start building up on the story. So that is what I mean by Vairagya. Look at things as objectively. You look at a red car, it is only a red car. Moment you see the red car of your neighbor, you should not start thinking, how could they afford that car? Why did they buy that new car? Who gave them the money? Where are they making the money from? You look at the train of thoughts that start happening. You saw a red car, I saw a red car. I did not see the neighbor's red car, I saw a red car. That is called as Vairagya. Converting every input as an objective input. Look at things as they are. Do not start attaching your experiences and emotions to what you see, because whatever input you are getting, you are putting filters. She doesn't like me. That's why she gave me that sly smile. That person likes me very much. So even if I don't, even if I do anything right or wrong, he will accept me. So those are your subjective filters you are applying. So the sense organs are only seeing, or the sense organs are only receiving. You are converting them to information by applying your pink glasses. Remove the pink glasses. Then you will start seeing things as they are. So yoga helps you on that journey. So that's why I said it is a sadhana. If people are still thinking it is an exercise, then they got into the wrong program. Because this is not a 6-month exercise. This is only a 60-year exercise. And this you can continue to do. You can continue to do these practices till your last day on this, in this life. Because it doesn't have to be physical. Over a period of time, like I was mentioning yesterday, when you are climbing the ladder, when you take your next step on the ladder, the previous step you have to let go. Just like when we started with Sukshma Vayama, we let it go, right? When we move into asana. Like every asana, when we start progressing, we will let go the previous one. So we need to understand asana. In asana, when I'm saying effortless, prayatna shaitilyam, it basically means let go. Don't hold it, let go. No more effort, let go.
No attachments.
Huh?
Don't attach, no attachments to anything.
Correct. No attachment. No ragadvesha. Let go. My family cannot survive without me. Let go. You are not going to be permanent everywhere. The fear that I am indispensable. Let go. The whole Yoga Sutra is called as the ultimate in psychology. If you read the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, the entire psychoanalysis of the human mind is done there in about 196 sutras. He defines yoga in the second sutra, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Just one statement he says. Yoga means chitta, vrittis, the disturbances of the mind, nirodha, have to stop. When the ripples on the surface of a lake stop, you can see the bottom of the lake. If there are ripples on the lake, you cannot see what is happening inside. Same thing happens to the body. When the ripples of the mind, the activities of the mind are so strong, you are being pulled in different directions, you start seeing everything as the tiger. And this tiger is self-created. They are paper tigers. Because you see the tiger in everything. Maid did not come. One tiger has come. Correct?
Right.
Common problem, right? Is it because of your inability that you cannot survive without the maid?
Yeah.
I'm saying, maid definitely is a necessary assistance, but do you want to see a tiger or you want to see a cat? That is your decision. If you see it as a cat, the maid did not come, you have to make an alternate. But if you go into an emotional reaction, you start saying that this maid always does this. Whenever I want, she does this. Next time I come, I'm going to cut her salary. I mean, the movie starts, and every thought that comes is going to induce a physical reaction, a psychological reaction. So that is why very commonly there is a statement when you get angry, what is the definition of anger? I have defined it in kites. Gayatri ji will know. Anger is the punishment you give to yourself for somebody's mistake.
Somebody else.
For somebody's mistake, the anger is the punishment you give to yourself. You can get angry. It is not going to affect the other person. It is you are getting affected. So this is the punishment you give to yourself for somebody else's mistake. So please continue punishing yourself. The manifestation will happen on the body. Right? I think, 20 minutes success, is it? We can keep talking about this. So we'll have a break, maybe a month or so.
Okay.
I'm also planning to travel.
Okay.
So we will announce the class. Please continue with the practice, and you can always reach out to me for any assistance. But you have to keep the bigger picture in mind. It is not how you do the asana. It is what are you doing in the asana. Please make it, my only request to all of you is, please make it as a part of your daily routine. Just the only day you don't have to do yoga is the day you do not eat anything, that day you can skip yoga.
Okay.
Simple logic. On the days you eat, you should do yoga. On the days you don't eat, you don't have to do yoga.
Okay.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. Yeah, there are days. What I mean is that there could be days where you're not mentally prepared for it, physically prepared for it. That's okay. You can skip once in a while, but don't take too much of a break, because once you, especially in this practice, if you miss for a day or miss for a couple of days, it takes about 7-8 days to recover back to the same point. You miss for a week, it takes a month. You miss for a month, it takes 6 months. See, the body, all of us are aging, right? And as we continue with our practices, our body is becoming flexible. Why is flexibility important? Because the flexibility of the body determines the flexibility of the mind. If your body is flexible, your mind will be flexible. What I mean by flexibility, maid servant did not come, chalega.
Okay.
Driver did not come, chalega. I got a reward, chalega. My photo came in the newspaper, chalega. That is flexibility. You are not disturbed. So that is why the first asana which we normally do is Tadasana. You know what is Tada? Tada. Tada is a palm tree. Palm tree. Tada is a palm tree. But palm tree is not the strongest tree, The strongest tree is a coconut tree. But we use Tada, palm tree. Why palm tree? You know what is in a strong wind, when it comes, the coconut tree is so strong, it will get uprooted. Okay, that is what happens in a strong hurricane or a strong wind. Whereas a palm tree, when the strong wind comes, it simply bends. When the wind is over, it comes back.
Yeah.
So we want to emulate a Tada, not a coconut tree. We want to be as flexible as the palm tree. If the wind blows, we bend down, allow it to go over us, and we come back to normal.
Yeah.
That is why we start with Tadasana.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello then, thank you all for joining.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir,
Beneficial.
yes, sir. Thank you. Sir, one unrelated thing. Yesterday's Japa session I missed. I mean, it just slipped, there was no reason.
problem.
So,
But we did not record yesterday.
oh, that is really sad, sir. From what you're telling now, it sounds really interesting. So, next session is when, sir?
We said we will do it on every Amavasa Purnima day, right?
Okay. Okay.
So there we are not actually doing any practice. We are just trying to exchange ideas.
Okay.
Okay, so please attend. I mean, we'll try to spend about half an hour, 45 minutes. It's
Yes,
basically
sir.
exchanging of ideas, basically to reinforce our commitment to the practice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, coming.
And the same one mala we continue, right? The same thing what you had started the previous.
Japamala.
Yeah. Please continue with that. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Looking forward to the next course, sir.
Yeah, sure. Please keep practicing. Be healthy.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sure.
yes,
sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Stay healthy.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.
Okay, sir.